So for my ethical question that I decided to talk about, I chose one that we had talked about in class about sharing music and things like that, like the idea of sharing intellectual property and how that works with the different ideas and different theories and ethics. I decided to talk about this because it does matter to me, because when I first started being into music, it never occurred to me that you could like steal it off the internet. I didn't know that that was something that you could do until my friends started using things like LimeWire, where you just like download it off the internet, or you can copy music off YouTube and do things like that. And so it's always been like a catch-22 with me about what I think is right and how I think I should go about the situation. And so that's what I decided to do. And so for the first question in S's chapter, it says, which of the ethical frameworks that we have explored seems to have played into most of your reflections in the decision making? And so the one that I chose to talk about for that is the feminist ethics, or the ethics of care, because I'm a women's studies minor, so the whole idea behind feminist ethics is something that just kind of applies to me. And so in the closing part of the section in chapter 6 about the ethics of care, there is a section about sharing music, and it says, we've seen for those who enjoy using digital media to copy and distribute songs, video, etc., that they enjoy sharing is caring. That is, it would appear that a primary motive in such sharing is our pleasure in giving to friends and loved ones the chance to enjoy the same music and videos that we have enjoyed. So the way that it's framed here with us is that the feminist idea behind sharing music is that it's okay because you're helping out the people that you care about. Something that we had discussed in class with the ethics of care is that it's a very limited framework, it's a very limited network of people that you're concerned with. So the fact that you're sharing the music is only benefiting the people that you're around, even though it might not be benefiting the artists themselves. I think that's the kind of the trap that I've fallen into a lot, is that I only see the fact that I'm getting the music and I'm enjoying it, but the person who made it, it's easy to forget about them. And so that's usually what I end up doing, is I'm not worried about the person who made the music making any money. It's just me as a person, and I'm enjoying it, or if I burn a CD for my friends, they're the ones enjoying it. And so that's kind of the way that I've gone about it. Other things with that is that the ethics of care is a positive role of emotions and reflection in decision making. So you're seeing the positives. I'm seeing how I'm positively benefiting all the people around me, and it's an interdependence. So it's a give and take, that they're giving me the music and I'm enjoying it, and then like if I was doing the same thing, I would do the same thing for them. It's expressing a care and concern for those around you. Once again, it's just the people that are around you. They don't really go outside of that, which I think is something that I fall victim to a lot. The second question is to choose a framework that seems very far away from your own, and take up the same ethical points as you can. How far are the results similar to the first thing? So I decided to do the utilitarian idea, where it's a cost-benefit analysis, and you can assign values for all factors. How far does it go into the future? All that are questions that it goes into. So in the utilitarian idea, it's all about cause and effect, really. Like, what will happen if you do this? What has the greatest benefit? And it has a table in the text of possible consequences with possible actions, and what the negatives and what the positives are of that. And so with my issue of if you share music, the cost would be that the person making the music doesn't make any money, and the other cost could be that you could get in trouble for doing it, that you could eventually be in legal trouble for doing it, because it's not a legal thing that you're doing. But the benefits would be that your friends have the music and you have the music and you don't have to pay for it, and maybe you have a stronger bond with people around you now because of the fact that you share the music with them. Now you have this thing in common that you both like, and you are there for each other, things like that. I think that this sort of sense of values is hard, and it lists out ways that this is kind of faltering, I guess, is that, like, how do we evaluate what the costs and benefits are? It's all relative. It's all up to the person that's deciding it. The other one is how far into the future do we consider these benefits or these costs? Like, if it's only a couple days or if it's a couple months or a couple years, and that's all relative as well. And then for whom are the consequences that we consider? So is it just for us? Is it just for the people around us? Who is it for? And so that's why I don't really agree with this, because I think it's hard to have all that laid out before you know. And it's hard to come to a decision based on that. So if I were making a decision and I was in a utilitarian perspective, I probably wouldn't do it like I would with feminist ethics. I probably wouldn't do it because the costs outweigh the benefits of just having this like better friendship or just giving this to somebody just because. So that's how they would differ in that situation. And then the third question is, how do we respond to these differences? Given what we learned about the different types of ethical responses, which of them would most likely apply to the difference that have gone through? And so I think that there are, in the two that I picked with feminist and utilitarian, I think it's ethical pluralism, that there are norms that are valid for all humans, but we differently interpret and apply them to the community well-being. I think that's true for the two that I picked because, yeah, they both have like the same ethics, but they both go about them in a different way. They both see them in a different way, but they're both laid out that it's wrong to share music, but it's right for our group of people, or it's wrong to share music ever because it's illegal and the cost outweighs that more than just having a better friendship with somebody. So I think that ethical relativism fits really well into the issues that I had there. And there are two very different ways I feel about the digital media ethic issue of sharing music, and I don't know if it's ever going to get solved for sure, but I know that there are definitely different ways to view it for each person depending on which perspective that they agree with.